I'm late. Get in, get in, get in, get in. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. I got people texting about parlays, about Monday Night Football and things of that nature. I'm late. Hold on. Let me lock in. Get down. How y'all doing? First off, I know I'm going to be talking to nobody, right, for a while. But this is something I want to do on Mondays. I'm going to start promoting it in my videos. I'm going to start promoting it during my watch parties. Start promoting it during my breakdowns, all that. Overreaction Mondays, right? This is going to be a safe place. Let me adjust this graphic. This is going to be a safe place where I look to literally just open up the chat, get on here on a Monday, go live, and just talk to y'all. Anything that happened over the past weekend, like this weekend, right? UFC 320. A lot happened. In UFC 320. A fuck ton happened in UFC 320. And there's a lot of things we can say. There's a lot of Merab talk. There's a lot of Patchy mix talk. There's a lot of Alex Pereira talk. It's really just a hot takes, a place where you can feel safe to say how you feel. I need a y'all say cheese. I need to post y'all on the story real quick. Hold on. But we gonna talk about what's next for Alex Pereira. We gonna talk about what's next for the UFC light heavyweight title. You saw the title. Alex Pereira wants John Jones. Alex Pereira's been teasing that he wants to go to heavyweight. He's been saying he's tired of cutting down to heavyweight. He's been saying he doesn't know how long he can make heavyweight. He's been walking around big. It was part of the reason why I didn't really want to pick him to win the fight. I didn't know how focused he was on the fight. But he did exactly what I've been saying that whole week, what he needed to do. The last thing he could do is come in here and not give himself a chance. The last thing he could do is come in here and not give himself a chance. He's got to come in there. He's got to flip that switch. And it's a switch, if we're being honest, we haven't seen that switch flipped since Miami. And he got put out in that fight against Israel Adesanya, which is the reason why I picked Magomed Ankalaev. But I knew somebody was getting finished, and you can't count Alex Pereira out. I made a video talking about how everybody's talking about how this fight's a foregone conclusion. You cannot count Alex Pereira out because he'll make it look like a damn fool, like he did to a lot of people. Hold on. I'm recording the screen now, right? I'm recording the stream. I'm going to upload this as a video after the live. But. What I really want to do is come on here Mondays. Get down for the people for the YouTube people. I really just want to come on here. I don't know how long it's going to be. Obviously, like I said, while I'm live, I'm going to be talking to nobody for a while. And that's okay. But we're going to promote it. We're going to push it. I urge y'all to hit that like button, that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and put notify all. It's something new on YouTube now. You got to press notify all to see everything with your favorite casual. But the thing about it is, everybody has hot takes after a UFC event. Everybody wants to say, I was right, you were wrong. Everybody wants to talk shit. This is the safest place to do it. Talk shit to me when I'm wrong, because I'm sure go talk mine when I'm right. All right. I got this up. So now, let's go timestamps. Should we? Let's go docs. I'm going to start putting timestamps on my phone for this. First thing I want to talk about. It sucks that nobody's in here. I want to talk. Right now, I'll be opening up. What do y'all want to get to first? Let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about what should be next for Alex Pereira. And if we're being honest, Ain't can't get no rematch. No rematch at all. No rematch. I got to do better at looking at the camera, too. No rematch. You don't get a rematch. Yes, you beat the dominant champion who was beating everybody, flatlining everybody, finishing everybody, and on your way to the top, wow, you didn't have those type of same names. I understand people didn't fight you. You didn't get all the fights. I understand. And you were on a crazy unbeaten streak. What, ain't lost in 10 years, something like that? Last time you lost was Paul Craig. And we know you're better than Paul Craig. That's a fight. That's one of the fights you never even had to get back in your career. No rematch. That was probably the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to Magomed Ankalaev in his life. What took place on Saturday night when Alex Pereira marched across the octagon, got in his face, and hold him. Hold him. He said, "You know what? I'm not gonna throw the lead leg kick. I'm gonna throw the real one. I'm gonna throw the rear one, and I'm gonna go shin to shin, and I'm gonna make you switch your stance. I'm gonna come out as soon as I don't remember. I think it was Herb. As soon as Herb Dean says go, I'm gonna run across and I'm gonna blast the fastest, hardest 1-2 you've ever seen. And as soon as that fight started, you can see Magomed goes, holy shit, this ain't the same dude. I belched, excuse me. This ain't the same dude that I just fought and beat. This ain't the same dude. It definitely wasn't. Right? He looked like that kickboxing Alex Pereira. I mean, that's a switch we haven't seen since he fought Izzy the second time and the first time. Yeah, he not styled on, because he was losing those earlier changes to Khalil Rountree. We'll get to Khalil Rountree later. Crazy fucking fight of the year. We'll get to that later. But yeah, he marched down Khalil Rountree once he smelt blood in the water. Yeah, he held his base with Jiri, Prochazka, outpointed him, landed the head kick, whatever. He hasn't flipped that button to where, okay, I'm marching you down. Ain't a damn thing you gonna do about it. I don't respect you, and I'm gonna put your ass away. He hasn't done that in years. And I guess it took a loss for him to bring that back out of him. I don't know if he was taking it lightly. I don't know if he just looked at all the dudes and said, they ain't got nothing for me. He says that he was compromised. Well, I can't discredit it. They got a gnat in here. I don't even know if you can see it. You got it, bruh. It's as simple as that. You got it, bruh. You got it. I mean, the way he just marched across the octagon with no respect. His defense was still shits. Had me shaking in my boots. You see, I got my Alex Pereira on. His defense was shits. Marched you down with no respect. Ankalaev, you get no rematch. No rematch. No rematch. We need to see Alex Pereira at heavyweight. He doesn't want to cut to light heavyweight anymore. Why keep a guy who's 39 years old, who's at the tail end of his career, who is your biggest asset, aside from an Ilya Topuria? I think he's a bigger asset than a Khamzat Chimaev. He's up there with Islam Makhachev. Maybe it's Islam Makhachev. They're what and what. I'm not talking about skill. I'm talking about assets. I'm talking about eyes to the sport. I'm talking about popularity. I'm talking about sales. I'm talking about, well, they don't have a pay-per-view model, but you understand what I'm saying. Why keep a guy in a weight class that he doesn't want to be in? Dana White keeps saying he's too small. Stop. 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 he got to stop it. Dana White saying this guy is too small. But he's putting guys away. Okay? He's putting guys away at heavyweight right now today. Do you understand what I'm saying? Alex Pereira versus Marcin Tybura. Let me know. Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. These guys aren't skilled at heavyweight, man. And Tom's skills are overrated. I'm going to be honest. But because he's a heavyweight, he's unbeatable. Because he actually is skilled. He's the most skilled heavyweight for sure. But he's not skilled. And this isn't me saying, to say he's not skilled is crazy. That came out so wrong. And this is not me saying I got Alex Pereira if he moves up. Size matters. I've always been size matters. But MMA, we've been showing, man, the lighter guys are better than the bigger guys. They put on the right weight. They do it the right way. I've seen faster opponents. I've seen more skilled opponents. I've seen a different variety of techniques that you don't even have in your bag. That's why it's such an interesting fight. And Alex has shown he can wrestle, bruh. He can wrestle. Yeah, he hurt Magomed Saturday night. And that takedown was more of a panic and not of a, when I want to do it on my terms type of takedown. What the hell going on? But, that just threw me off. I don't know if y'all heard that. But, he still shot a takedown. He got reversed. And Alex Pereira grounded and pounded him in half guard. 20 plus unanswered strikes. I'm seeing people say early stop it. Stop. Right? Ankalaev, and I'm tired of hearing he wasn't really trying to get the takedowns. He wasn't trying to. I don't give a fuck. He defended every single one of them and took Ankalaev down. Alex can wrestle. You got Dominic Cruz, you got DC. Man, this guy doesn't even wrestle. DC finally turned a new leaf. I don't know if you guys ever seen a DC and Islam Makhachev interview, but DC saying, why aren't these guys taking him down to MMA? Islam's like, brother, no wrestling, brother. How this guy wrestle, brother? How this guy wrestle, brother? I love Islam Makhachev. But what I'm saying is, Islam Makhachev was asking DC, and you got DC the wrestler defending him like, man, if they could do it, they would. You got DC himself even saying, man, that dude puts me away. Got DC saying that. So I'm tired of hearing he can't wrestle. And Dana White to say that, to do you, even if you think he's too small, to do your superstar like that. To do your superstar like that. Maybe your biggest star in the sport. To do him like that. And Lil Bro him and act like he's too small, and heavyweight's a whole different ball game. What's that about? What the fuck is that about? I look at people like Sir Turkey Al-Sheik. He probably damn well thought, I don't want to put shit in his head, but even if he thought Bud was too small for Canelo, he wasn't going to say that shit. Put the fight on. He wasn't going to say that shit. Put the fight on. So that's some weird shit for you to do like that. Because the biggest fight that you can make, fuck John Jones. This one's bigger. Alex Pereira bouncing back like this against the guy who says stylistically it's going to be a problem every time. Stylistically, he just can't beat Magomed. Magomed just has his number. Magomed's going to knock him out this time. It's going to be even more decisive. It's going to be like Merab versus Sean O'Malley. For him to do it like this, it wasn't even close to Mike Tyson his shit for a boxing reference. Alex Pereira versus Thomas Aspinall is a bigger fight than John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. This is why I'm going to tell you this. If Tom Aspinall beats John Jones, after all this time, and John Jones is clearly scared, and after all this time, all these built-in excuses, this guy's bigger, this guy's younger, the same shit, the same position John was in, by the way, when he was knocking out all of the older greats, right, before him. They're just going to say he was old. You beat an old Jones, congratulations. Jones been fighting for 25 years, congratulations. Now, Alex Pereira is older than Jones. Alex Pereira has been active. Alex Pereira has no fear. Alex Pereira may have just submitted himself as the light heavyweight GOAT. That's a real conversation. Y'all can do all that shit you want. We can go resume by resume. All them old-ass 35-plus-year-old guys, which, okay, doesn't matter that much in higher weight classes, but I'm just saying. Alex Pereira has a lot of world champions on his resume in a very short time, span, and he's putting them away. He's putting them away. He's dominating them more. And he's not popping. He's not popping. No failed drug test in the UFC. Zero. Zero cancellated fights because he didn't want to take a piss test. No reports of him hiding under the ring because he didn't want to take a piss test. Right? No events moved because he didn't want to. Alex Pereira is the one saving the events on vacation. On the other side of the world, I'll be there in 2 weeks. Don't trip. UFC 300, I'll be there in a week and a half. Don't trip. That shit's got to matter, guys. That shit just has to matter. The biggest fight he can make is Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall. John Jones, we good. We good here. We good here. As far as Ankalaev, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? It's not a rematch. But I'm telling you this right now. Okay. Ank, you got to take some time off. You need to recollect yourself. It wasn't the most brutal KO. You probably didn't even take that much damage. I'm going to be honest. It looked like he kind of quit. And because of that, you're not getting... You got to win one more. Right? Unless you fight for a vacant light heavyweight title. This is what I would like to see. Send Alex Pereira up to heavyweight. Right? You can even shelf him. Shelf him. Let him go on his tours. Let him bulk up. Even though he doesn't really need to bulk up. He walks around at 244. He could probably fight at his walk-around weight. Shelf him. And I know it sounds like a long time. How are we going to go all the way till July with no Alex Pereira? Especially when Alex Pereira is fighting 4 times a year, it seems like. Shelf him for the White House. Tom Aspinall, hold up your end of the bargain. Because Gane versus Alex Pereira, While it's still interesting because it is a move up, I don't really want to see it. I think you get dominated, right? So the biggest fight is Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira. Tom Aspinall, you have to hold up your end of the bargain in November. See you in July for the White House. Or are they doing on July 4th? July 4th to Saturday? I don't know. See you there for the White House. As far as Big Ank, you got to move to the side. You got to move to the side. Because when I'm looking at the top 3 contenders, yeah, Ank, you were the champion. You actually did beat the champion. You just got embarrassed in the worst way. So, you got Ank. You got Jiri Prochazka. You got Carlos Alberg. Right? Ank, no rematch. Ank, you got to move to the side. Carlos Alberg, good enough win streak. Just finished Dominic Reyes, who was supposed to be on the rise, supposed to be the redemption arc, who was also on a 3-5 win streak. I knew he was going to beat the shit out of Dominic Reyes. Been saying it for the longest. We're going to say Carlos Alberg. You're fighting, right? You're fighting March, April for an interim title. Congratulations. You call Jiri Prochazka. You see what he's got going on. Jiri, what you got going on March or April? That's the spring, guys. You know, that's I don't know how school works over there, but I don't know if he's going back to school. You see what he's doing. You seeing what he's available for. You seeing how he's healing up. You see if he has anything going on. You offer him the fight against Carlos Alberg. Oh, my God. Now, I know Jiri versus Ankalaev is probably the more intriguing matchup. It's probably the more... I'm good off that because of the names. I'm good off that, though, because you got Carlos Alberg. He's slick, can fight forward, can fight going backwards, does have power in the hands, can stick and move, has good cardio, has good distance management. And he didn't just get embarrassed. So Ank has to win one more. He has to win one more. Because I just watched Jiri finish Jamal Hill in the 3rd round. And then I just watched Jiri finish Khalil Rountree in the 3rd round. Finish. He's in the conversation. I just watched Carlos Alberg on a crazy win streak and ended with a finish to stamp his spot in Perth. It's his time. So, if Jiri says yes, you make it happen. You go Jiri. Actually, I think there's an Australia card in the first quarter of next year. Interim title. Jiri Prochazka, Carlos Alberg in Australia. Oh my God. Interim title. You could do the vacant title. Vacant works too, but I think as per having both titles would be cool. But that's the move. That's the one. And if, and only if, because I think Carlos Alberg has to stay, right? He hasn't even had a shot at a title yet. He has to be in the fight. If Jiri can't make the date, then you say, Magomed, get your ass back in here, boy. But that's the only way. Okay, I want to move on from the main event. I want to talk about Merab. I want to talk about Merab Dvalishvili. Really. He might be the best fight I've ever seen in my life. I'm not kidding. The fact that he's getting better at the age that he's at, he's defying all the odds, and people don't really give it enough credit, right? Coming into this year, there were no champions who have won or defended the belt over 35 in the lighter weight classes, right? Volk broke that curse. He was the first one to do it, followed by Merab. Or Pantoja, somewhere in there. Merab does it again. And then he does it again. And he's getting better. And that's fucking horrifying. Because he's not even having these moments where we see him get buzzed and shit. Yeah, we see him do the little teeth grit, but we don't even see him get hurt anymore. So you tell me he don't get tired, he don't get hurt, and now he's learning how to finish people. Because against Sean O'Malley, he said, we're looking for the finish now. And his coach talking about, yeah, we're training looking for the finish now. We're giving him looks. He submits Sean O'Malley. Then all lead up to the fight, he's saying, excuse me, the whole lead up to the fight, he's saying he's going to KO Corey Sandhagen. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying. He said he was going to KO Corey Sandhagen. When Corey heard that at the press conference, Corey said, "You're no way in hell, Merab. You're not doing that, Merab." And we all felt the same way. KO. KO. We said he ain't KOing no motherfucking Corey Sandhagen. I'd be damned in that second round. He about KO'd Corey Sandhagen. And instead of having an adrenaline dump when the finish didn't find itself, he got right back on the legs. Up, down, bam, 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 coming forward. Corey was sticking moving. I don't want to discredit Corey, act like Corey was just getting rolled. Corey made this fight very competitive. And I'm not going to lie, that makes the win even better. Because Corey Sandhagen is probably his hardest stylistical matchup. The only thing Corey doesn't have is the power to really put you away, right? If he had maybe the Sean O'Malley power, Corey Sandhagen's the guy to do it, right? I mean, people could say Umar Nurmagomedov, but Umar Nurmagomedov gets tired. Corey Sandhagen, people are talking about Corey Sandhagen did not get tired Saturday. He didn't get tired. He was not tired at all. He was rolling with the punches, landing his own, keeping the volume high, defending all the takedowns, getting right back up if he did get taken down. He wasn't held down at all. He didn't get tired. So I think we just saw Merab beat his hardest stylistical matchup. And he was emoting the whole time I was doing it. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? That was the greatest shit I've ever seen. Not the greatest shit I've ever seen, but it's just what he's doing. Petr Yan, domination. Jose Aldo, domination. Yeah, he failed all takedowns. He just held. At some point, it gets to. I've learned this a while ago. It gets to a certain point, we got to start blaming Jose Aldo instead of the fighters that Jose Aldo is fighting. If the same shit is happening across different fighters with different skill sets and different tendencies. Right? Yeah, Mario Batista held him against the fist, but Mario Batista also boxed the shit out of Patchy Mix. Right? So he's not just a sniff. You see what I'm saying? So let me start. Petr Yan, the most skilled bantamweight. I don't know. Bro, I might have that one too, guys. I don't know. But look, you got Petr Yan, domination. Wasn't close. Jose Aldo, domination. Henry Cejudo. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not even doing my due diligence. Petr Yan, former bantamweight champion. Domination. Jose Aldo. Former featherweight champion. Former featherweight GOAT. Domination. Early 30s. He wasn't washed. Henry Cejudo. Former flyweight champion. Former bantamweight champion. Former Olympic gold medalist. Domination. Sean O'Malley in the Sphere. The fight was close on paper, but watching that fight, you saw who was in control. I'm not going to say domination, but he clearly won the fight. He wasn't in that much jeopardy until the end of the 5th round. That's what makes a lot of people think, oh my gosh, he almost won the fight. Says, I'll come back for you, Sean. Umar Nurmagomedov, undefeated Dagestani prospect, trained by Khabib, coached by Khabib, has the best striking Merab has ever faced, the fastest striking Merab has ever faced. Oh, yeah, and he could wrestle his little motherfucking ass off. He loses the first 2 rounds. He never lost composure. He's smiling through it all because he already knew what time it was. Won the last 3, domination. Now, it was how can a 48-47 be a domination? I always say that he won the last 3 in a row, was still ready to keep going while Umar couldn't stand to his feet. Domination. Said O'Malley, I'm at 5, my bad, I didn't realize my hand was this low. Said O'Malley, you ready again? O'Malley said, yeah, I've stopped gooning, and I'm not going to dye my hair. Why would you do that? Now I'm going to submit you for that. Now I'm going to submit you for that. And then Corey saying that. Oh, yeah. O'Malley. Former bantamweight champion. Former bantamweight champion. Merab is getting eerily close to that top 5 best fighters of all time. He says he wants to fight till 50. He obviously won't be the same guy when he's 50. But that just tells me that he's willing to fight a long time and stay active. If he doesn't just deteriorate overnight, he's gonna get close to DJ's title defense record. DJ said that himself. If he's still fighting 3 times a year, he'll get there. He'll get there. Don't let Pantoja eventually come up. Boy. He beats Pantoja. He's too big, too strong. He beats Pantoja. Pantoja does have the skills, but Pantoja, he likes to bully and just have more will than you. You can't do that to Merab, especially as a smaller man. And he's going to get tired. Pantoja gets tired. He just pushes through it. Merab don't get tired. Now, if Aljo ever, because the only reason we're not seeing Merab move up is because of Aljo. He don't want to say that, but it's because of Aljo. It's Aljo. If Aljo ever slides out of the way or he calls it quits after he loses one more time, that's not what I'm not saying I want that to happen, but I wouldn't be upset. Because for the longest I've been saying Merab don't beat Volk. Hell no, Volk beats Merab. It's interesting. It's a very interesting fight. Now. It's a very, very interesting fight. And I think he's robbing himself of not doing that. I think Pantoja's robbing himself of not testing the waters up there. Trying to be great, daring to be great. And if you lose, you lost to Merab. Come on, this isn't boxing. This isn't that culture. It's okay to take a loss. As long as that loss it just ages well after you lose. As long as that's a quality loss, it's okay taking a loss. A loss is okay. Now, not taking a loss makes you greater. But also challenging to be double champion makes you greater. Being a double champion makes you greater. I miss the guys who are willing to dare to be great, like the Volkanovskis. Islam Makhachev is daring to be great right now. Ilya Topuria, daring to be great. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And then Merab could beat Pantoja, and then he can move up and dare to be great and fight Alexander Volkanovski. And if he has a win over the current bantamweight champion at the time, and the current flyweight champion at the time and the greatest flyweight of all time, DJ fans ain't gonna like that, I'm sorry. Right? Oh my God, this shit is insane. Then moves up and beats the greatest featherweight of all time. And he's the greatest bantamweight of all time. He beat the greatest at the class below him. He beat the greatest in the class he's in. He beat the greatest in the class above him. And he's the greatest in his own weight class. Would that not make him the greatest? Would that not make him the greatest? Gotta love Merab. Okay. We're getting near the end. Let's talk about Jiri Prochazka. We're going to talk about Jiri Prochazka. Then we go get out of here talking about Patchy Mix. Jiri Prochazka. Let's go for that. Jiri Prochazka. What the hell? He's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. And he might be your favorite fighter now. The guy goes to school. The guy graduated school thinking about getting his PhD. He wants to keep challenging his mind. He punches trees. He gets in the lake. He puts himself in dark room and closes. He can't help himself from smiling and enjoying the chaos. He throwing up the crosses around his chest. He's saying, let's go for that. I mean, how can Jiri not just make you happy, make you smile? We all know what happened in that Khalil Rountree fight. I did an instant reaction, losing my fucking mind. Bonkers. I've talked about it so many times. Bonkers. The fact that Jiri said, we're going to talk about Khalil Rountree too. The fact that Jiri said the first round was too easy. it's because of his English. But he said the first round was too easy. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean it was too easy? But he meant he says it's too easy, and then he goes on to say, I need to feel. Sorry, I gotta say it in the voice. I need to feel the danger. I need to feel the knockout from the very first second, so I can perform at my 100%. I need true dangerous opponent. What he saying? He's saying Khalil wasn't hitting him harder. He said he basically was trying to say. I'm gonna tell you what he's trying to say. I didn't feel like I was in enough danger in the first round. Therefore, he couldn't really wake me up for real, and it felt like I was sparring. That's what I got from it. That's what I got from it. It felt like I was sparring. I didn't feel like I was in that much danger. I needed him to pick the heat up, even though he was blitzing me and cracking me, and I lost the first 2 rounds. I mean, I just couldn't wake up. I mean, I just didn't feel like I was in danger. So I guess I got to put him in danger in the 3rd round and do my thing. And he fucking brutalized him. Khalil Rountree. This is the 2nd time in the last 3 fights that you've taken that amount of damage and just look unrecognizable by the end of the fight, like a completely broken man, like you have to take a year off. Like, I'm not trying to joke right now. I'm being dead serious. You got to start asking yourself, do I want to keep doing this? Because a title shot, it's not in your future. It's not. And a lot of people say, Cam, Alex got KO'd twice. I mean, Jiri got KO'd twice, and he got back to a title shot. And he's like, you're trying to put him in a title shot now. We got KO'd twice by the champion, by Alex Pereira. And he beat everybody else around him. I ain't seen no Khalil Rountree beating no motherfucking Jan Blachowicz. You understand me? I ain't seen him beat no motherfucking. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he did beat Jamal. But you get what I'm saying. Alex Pereira and Khalil Rountree, and Jamal Hill were the top ranked guys he's ever fought. I ain't see him spinning back elbow no Dominic Reyes. I ain't see him dominate no Rakic. And pull it out of the fire and finish Rakic. That fight was insane too. I didn't see him have the greatest light heavyweight fight of all time and finish the champion Glover Teixeira in the 5th round while it was 2-2 and he was losing the 5th round, and if it went to the decision, he probably would have lost. Khalil don't do that. Khalil beat the guys he's supposed to beat, the guys he's better than. And he loses to the guys that's better than him. He's one of those. He's like Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen beats the guys he's supposed to beat, and he loses to the guys he's not supposed to beat. He's supposed to beat Davis and Figueiredo. He beat him. He wasn't supposed to beat Umar Nurmagomedov. He didn't win. He wasn't supposed to beat Merab Dvalishvili, really. He just didn't win. You know what I mean? He wasn't supposed to beat a Peter Yan. He wasn't supposed to beat a TJ Dillashaw, even though I think he won that fight. He was robbed. But you get what I'm saying. So it's like, Khalil Rountree, what are you doing it for? Because it's not going to be a title shot. Too big. Now he can go down to 185. Let's just be realistic. You don't want to fight a heavyweight. So what are you going to do it for? For the love of the game? Perfect. Come fight for the love of the game. But that's some real shit you got to answer, because it's hard to see you get beat up like that. Like, as a fan of you, I'm saying, like, it's hard to see a man, like, oh, that was bad. And this time you went all the way out. This was worse than Alex Pereira. So, I just really got to put that out there. Now, time for me to just get my shit off real quick before I get up out of here. Patchy Mix. She don't need to be in the UFC no more. I'm seeing people say give him one shot. Guys, he just fought somebody who wasn't in the UFC making his UFC debut. And he's not that good. He's not that good. Jacob is not that fucking good. He lost. Yeah, was it a close fight? Yeah. Did I think the right person got his hand raised? Yeah. Are you crazy for thinking Patchy Mix won? No. Should that fight have been that close? Did Patchy Mix look good? Did Patchy Mix look like he deserved to be ranked or to fight somebody ranked in the bantamweight division? He looked slow. He looked slower in there than he did against Mario Batista. He looked stiffer. His defense was shit. He was throwing his neck in guillotines. He was never closer than his opponent to finishing the fight. Never closer to his opponent of throwing a finishing sequence. I think Jacob won the first. I think Mix won the third. Our fucking control was not like he really beat him up. And then the second round was close. Who was closer to finishing the fight? Jacob. Whatever his name. We live. What up, Mike? I'm actually about to wrap it up. So, Patchy Mix. You just ain't ready for the UFC, dog. Like I'm hearing, like DJ. We love Mighty Mouse. I watched the Mighty Cast. He's doing his thing on YouTube, too. He's fucking great at it. He got a great team. He's saying that the UFC should give him one more chance, and if Patchy loses, then cut him. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Mix got heart, do he? He needs some speed in the hands. He needs some head movement. He needs to stop throwing his neck in guillotines. And we know Mix is good, though. That's the thing. I know it. You know it. If you're watching this video after this live, we all know Patchy Mix is a good fighter. We've seen him in Bellator beat the Magomedovs. That's not a name I just made up, by the way. We've seen him beat good guys in Bellator. Good talent. Guys that gave Peter Yan trouble back in the day. And he's beating them, and he's putting them, some of them away. And I can understand saying, okay, it was the bright lights of the UFC when he came and fought Mario Batista. Mario Batista is a good fighter, by the way. He's a hell of a fighter. I picked Mario Batista. I bet Mario Batista. Mario Batista is just a much better boxer. Much more volume, better head movement. He's much faster. He's going to go forward. Patchy Mix don't impose his will enough for me. But I can understand saying it's UFC competition. He just fought the number 5, number 6, number 7 ranked bantamweight. Let's scale him back a little bit. Let's dip your toes in the water. Okay? You got the jitters out. You come out there against a guy who's making his UFC debut from KSW. And that's the performance you put on. I don't need to see him no more. You got to take it from the main card of an important card of the bantamweight title fight. Like on some shit to where if you look good against Mario Batista, you might fuck around and just get in there. Since you was the Bellator champion already, you might just go ahead and fuck around and get in there and fight Merab or Sean O'Malley. The narrative was Patchy Mix beat Sean O'Malley. Wouldn't nobody say no shit like that right now. Hell no. Sean O'Malley beat the shit out of Patchy Mix. 3 rounds, 5 rounds, however you want it. So I understand. But like I said, you scale him back, and he gives that type of performance against a guy making his UFC debut out of KSW. Why you got pulled? You were in the main card. You just got scaled back to the prelims. The next time we see you fight is probably going to be on the early prelims. And at that point, we wasting money on you, Patchy, because I know you not making nothing. I know you, hey, brother. I know you getting paid. It ain't crazy, but I know you ain't. I know what you getting paid ain't worth what you performing. Former Bellator champ, I'm coming over to UFC to take it over. These are things that you said at the press conference. I don't need to see it, bro. I don't need to see it, bro. It's a huge disappointment, huge letdown. And all my Bellator fans, bro, who told me I was tripping, told me I was sleeping, told me I ain't watching no film. Who's laughing now? And I'm sounding like a Patchy Mix hater, and it's nothing against Patchy Mix. It's really against the guys who was talking shit. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I got videos to record. I'm about to record a Charles Oliveira video. Yeah, he's smashing Gamrot. Understand? Yeah. Appreciate anybody who came through for the live. I'm going to upload this as a video so it can be caught later on. I'm going to try to do these every Monday, try to promote it, try to get it out there so more people can come through. I'm going to promote it during the watch parties. I'm going to promote it during the videos. And eventually we can get a real chat in here and having a conversation. Because what this is for is really just, hey, how them fights made you feel Saturday? Let me know what you think coming out of it. Is Alex Pereira really that? Is Merab the best bantamweight you ever seen? You get what I'm saying? So, do you want to see Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall? Do you want to see Alex Pereira versus John Jones? Do you want to see Alex Pereira run back Jiri Prochazka? No, we don't want to see that shit yet. Does Ain't deserve a rematch? Hell no. That's how I'm feeling. I would love to open the chat up and have people let me know how they feel. But that's going to be it for this one. See y'all next Monday. We got Charles Oliveira. Y'all know it's very, very passionate over here around that. You know, I got it tatted on me. You probably can't see that. I'm going to get up out of here, though. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to somebody I know they enjoy. It's like you did. You ain't got to go home.